Shavuah Tove again. We were trying to make the recording, and we saw that it cut off. And so basically said we're going to try to make this recording again. What things I wanted to speak to you about, and we want to say Shavuah Tov again and try to miss careful safe alert. And it'll be Shabbat later on this week, so prepare for Shabbat. And also, it'll be Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, so think about those things too. Now we told you about our beloved royal cousin Masika Hannah. She was Jewish. Hanai actually, and she spoke Arabic and she sung in Arabic. So basically, wanted to she was a lot older than me, and my beloved kmms. She was grown in her 30s when she pretended to be a little kid. She was trying to catch a bad people to hurt us all. Her mother liked all those bad people around her because they said people we told you that were attacking us or everything, but she was trying to catch me. She wanted me and my beloved to make it. She wanted me to make it, and she saw something lying in the street one day, and she made a comment about. Excuse me, and Pastor Charles said he would leave something like that for her, and when she touched it, it exploded. It was explosive, and she said she thought he never would do that to her, and we said he'd do that to her. He doesn't like us. We said he'd do that to you. He doesn't like us. He and Pastor Charles and everybody with them, they hate us. So we'll let you that too. And he was confronted about it in Pastor Charles, but he denied it. But it's obvious that he did something to her like that. And so and when she was dying, she named me Hannah. And she told us that there would be another one would try to come. But she wouldn't be Jewish, but she wouldn't win either. So we just said that we would make it. And so now we told you also about Nasika's mother, our blood, our blood relative, our blood cousin, and mother and mother-in-law. She was married to our beloved Dode, the father, the brother of my beloved husband, Shabby's father, and she was married to him. So this was related too. She was our sister, cousin, aunt, and mother mother. I mean, since she was that to my husband's mother-in-law, because she made me her daughter. This is it, and she was really our sister, and she was our cousin. So now, make a long story short, she was Auntie Emma Julius Rothschild's niece, and she was also our dad was the white hair. She was also his niece, and she was the cousin of Prince Ali Khan. Our family's like that. But she was his, so she would be the cousin of my birth mother. And so I just like that too. So now because that was his sister. So okay, so now we want to tell you this that when she made we started working with a symphony and orchestra. It was really beautiful to see her in the orchestra pit making those things and working on her piano part because she played the piano. And she just wanted to always wanted to play with the orchestra and symphony. So that our beloved Rothschild's dad and beloved Rothschild's family made it possible for her to be able to do that. Rich we can do that, and she said what she wanted to do. She was rich too, so I said wanted to do that too. Then when it was time to tell her, we told her at the conference center at the starling that we see, and they surprised her. They told her, they said the grown ups told her, they said well, something it went like this. It wasn't it's like this at the people that you work with and the symphony, or she got really upset, and they said, but this is what they said, and they put the recording that you saw video up on the screen, and she cried. So said we just let her to, so it was really quite wonderful, and so we just wanted to let you know how beautiful that was, and she composed that, and it was beautiful to see her do that. Now we spent the day remembering about things about the piece of the orchestra piece and symphony piece that she composed about Hannah, our beloved royal cousin Hannah, who was in her 30s when me and my beloved kids were little kids, and she looked like they could see that some of the films were old. And she named me Hannah, and so Hannah, and so when she was dying in the street. Also, the cartoon, they sent a cartoon to me when I was still trapped over in America. But they said after I was kidnapped, I had a memory. And it was Japanese, Chinese, and I had no memory. They said, and it had like a little logo in the corner. They said that they could tell it was from Far East. But I watched it all the time. But I just remember. But I used to watch all the time when I was in China, and when I was in a home in China and other places over here in our home. They said, and the Sika's mother got really mad. She said she just knew that man, Pastor Charles, was a man who's grown, and that bad man and Pastor Charles and everybody tried to hurt us. So they were trying to hurt me and my beloved feet. And Bishop said, not our family because of kinspeoples. So it's one of the things that I got to see. Bishop said, and also other things I got to see on they show me things on TV that I remember. So Bishop said, so that was one of the things. And other things. There are other people that are trying to interfere right now. But I'm trying to talk to you. But I'm trying to talk to you about things I want to tell you. So but that the cartoon everybody's probably seen that cartoon because you can see it here, and if you probably saw another place. It's a cartoon about and the cartoon characters are actually based on the way people try to hurt us all, basically, and we're the good people trying to get them away from us. So we just want to let you know that too, and it's a Japanese Chinese cartoon, and there are other things that I got to see that I remembered as well. So just let you know. Also, it's a place where they told us about our blue Mongolian birth spots. This is another things that we have, and our beloved Rothschild family, our beloved Rothschild family knows those marks that I have on my body, and that my beloved Shabby have on his body. So we just want to let you know that we had to tell we showed them, but we can't show everybody because it's something that we just wouldn't do unless they tell us to, and it's not really for you to see. But our family knows that we're real, knows that I'm really who I say I am. And so basically sit and they saw the spots at our birth and saw the spots when we were little kids. So we just want to let you know that too. Okay, so now everybody try to move careful, safe, and alert. We'll talk to you as soon as we can. And Shavuah Tove again, and try to move careful, safe, and alert, and try the most wonderful, safe week. We don't lie, people. We tell the truth, okay? We've told the truth. And they had all these films, all these things saved and put so that we could tell you that what we say is true. And I think everybody was kind of like floored about the birthmarks, because they sit and everything, but we're not to tell you that. Including about, I was impressed about the composition that Francis did for their hotel. And so we just let you know that too. And also we don't tell you anything but the truth, and we don't have to tell you everything, but we don't lie. And so we just let you that too. But she really was our cousin. And she was our cousin. She took care of us, and she was a lot younger than what people thought that anybody might have known her, because I can remember times when she was like just like a kid, and she was taking care of us and everything, and she would talk to us basically. And but she was always promised to be with my beloved brother, that's it. And the people bothered her too, and that's exactly who she ended up marrying, and that's who she was with. She was supposed to be with him for eternity, and that's what she did. She married him too, and like she was supposed to. And so he can sit back and say his wife made that peace, and he can listen to it. So we just let you know that again too. Now, try to keep careful, safe, and alert, and we'll talk to you as soon as we can.